Hello everyone, I'm Manuel, and today we are preparing a fresh, light dish that will be a savior for your summertime dinner parties. Let's start by chopping our eggplant. We'll get rid of the stem, then cut it in half lengthwise, and in half lengthwise again. And this way, we end up with little triangles, like this. Now let's put our eggplant aside for a moment, and we'll move on to the bell pepper. I know a trick for cutting it. I hold it upside down, and then I try to get rid of the white parts, because they're more difficult for our bodies to digest. Half will be enough. We'll chop it into little squares. And we mustn't forget about our beautiful crunchy carrots. Of course, you're free to use whichever vegetables you prefer. I'll make sure they're completely peeled, but we won't throw out the peelings because they can be used to make an excellent vegetable broth. I'll cut these to the same size as the pepper. When I was in charge of making lunch for everyone here at Giallozafferano, this was one of the dishes that they were always asking me to make for them because it's so nice and light and nutritious. And I was the happiest one of all because it's quick and easy to make. So you can rely on good old Manuel to make it for you. This will save your dinner. We'll add some color with some green zucchini. I'll use the greenest part and keep the flesh for myself to make some soup or maybe even some meatballs. And we'll cut these into small squares as well. And I'm putting them in separate bowls, not because I'm crazy, but because they have different cooking times. The onion as well, dicing it finely. And we'll add a spicy note to our dish with a fresh chili pepper. Half of it will do. I'm going to remove the seeds because I'm only interested in the chili pepper's aroma. We'll cut this up finely as well. And now we are ready to cook. A hot pan, a good drizzle of oil, and I'll pour in the eggplants. And we're cooking them on their own because eggplants are like little sponges. So if we cook them alongside the other veggies, they would stay too soft. But this way, they'll be nice and golden and crispy. How lovely. Once they're this color, add a pinch of salt and remove them from the pan. I'll add some new oil, as obviously we only want to get one pan dirty. Chili pepper with garlic, onion, carrots and bell peppers, and a pinch of salt right away. I keep the heat on the pan nice and high so that it stays nice and crispy. It's been about 6 minutes and our vegetables have started taking on a bit of color. We'll add in the zucchini, and in 3 or 4 minutes, they'll be beautifully bronzed. What beautiful colors. I'll remove the garlic. Let's pop the eggplants back in the pan. And last of all, the most delicate, the loveliest part, the peas. Another little pinch of salt. One final toss. And without heat, we'll aromatize and color it with some fresh basil. Because basil is so delicate, and so we leave it just like that, with the flame off. And now to add a bit of crunch, some slivered almonds. All done? No, we're missing the couscous. I'll pour it into a bowl. Seasoning it with salt, oil, and in this case, some turmeric. Now this is the perfect opportunity for you to use your favorite spice. Cinnamon, cloves, all powdered of course. Or maybe curry, whatever you like best. It can be spicy or not, whatever you prefer. A portion of couscous, a double portion of broth or boiling water, and this way, it will be perfectly hydrated. We'll give it a very quick stir. I promised you it was easy, and it is. Cover it in plastic wrap, and in 5 or 6 minutes, it will double in volume. Nice and fluffy. Couscous ready. It's been 6 minutes, and now we'll spread it around with a fork. What a strong smell of turmeric. Look how it made it nice and yellow. Let's transfer it to the pan. And finally, we have here our very well-deserved plate of couscous. Now let's top it off with a few almonds and some of my favorite herb, fresh basil. A few leaves here and a drizzle of oil. Now let's try it. One of my favorite dishes, no question. Very good.